Hello.
Hey, DC. I just realized that it was already. Give me a sec here because
No
I've
problem.
got to mute the YouTube side of it. So you just heard the double effect there. So I usually have to because I usually okay. So welcome everybody. Let's see. So tonight we're gonna do something a little different here. If you've noticed, I put the link up to the studio. If you'd like to join me, I can have up to 10 people in here. You're welcome to click on it, and I'll bring you into the studio. We can have a. This is basically what I call a niche talk session, where basically we're just gonna hang out, just whatever comes up in the conversation, niche wise, whether it's anime, cartoons, comics, manga, and or professional wrestling. We're just gonna go with it. Just have maybe a couple hours here, just hanging out. Hey, Woody. Um, Again, you guys should already solid Woody. You guys should already be seeing the link in the thing because I did put it in the if you're on the YouTube page. So if you want to come in and hang out, um, be right in. Okay. Hi, Mike. Hi, Action Toys. Hey, Woody. So, Action Toys Channel. Action Toys Channel. What would Woody do back in 62? Uh, Driving fancy cars, drinking in the bars, playing all the games, picking up the dames. What would Woody do? What would Woody do? So, yeah, so we got 4 people in here thus far, so that's cool. As I said, Solid and Woody, and then I'll put the link up here again, just so you guys can see that. If you guys want to join in the conversation. So, oh yeah, so ATC, how'd you, how'd your day go today?
Well, went didn't go too bad. I stayed up all night because
Oh, last night?
yeah, my wife when she sleeps really good, she snores really loud. So
Ooh,
yeah. So after she got up, I fell asleep. So I
yeah,
slept away till about 2 o'clock, and then didn't do a whole lot. Fixing
yeah.
toys.
Yeah,
Mm.
that well, lately I've just had just one other person in the studio here, of course. Usually it's backup, but sometimes on nights like this, you come in too. But I'd hope at some point with the Friday night forum to have like more than just one other person in here. Obviously, that's
Mm-hmm.
always my desire. Get a nice little panel discussion going. Of
That'd be pretty cool.
course, just getting people to come into the studio though.
Yeah.
That was the idea with me trying to get guests too before. But then we got onto that historical um comics retrospect, which it was still pretty which is fun to do. And we'll of course we'll be starting that back up after the beginning of the year and just backup said he might not be able to come in this Friday or next Friday, so I just figured might as well just postpone it for a couple of weeks. We'll start back up after the beginning of the year.
Yeah. Well, family first.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I told my sister that I was going to be streaming because I was asking about when we were going to be having our Christmas dinner,
Yeah.
and she's going, "Well, what?" I told, her, "Well, I mean, so I can adjust my schedule, you know, because
Yeah. YouTube
I mean,
famous.
my days are pretty much. Let's see, in the afternoon, I watch my afternoon anime block. Then after that, I prepare for my stream by doing my research. Usually searching for stories or the this day and age history stuff, and then I watch. Then I'll watch my night animes from 10 to midnight, and then play a couple of games and then go to bed. So
What'd you do today, Mike?
pretty much. Well, let's see. Got up, showered, got myself up and going. Went up to the store to get my energy drink, and when I came home, first time I've ever actually had to do this. First time I've actually tried doing it. I actually rented a movie on YouTube today.
Oh, how'd that go?
It went fine. I was able to do it. Yogi's First Christmas, because right now my family doesn't have Boomerang on our cable systems,
Oh,
so
okay.
so I wasn't able to watch it yet. So, and for me, watching Yogi's First Christmas is probably my all-time favorite Christmas special. I've mentioned that before. Talked a lot
Mhm.
about that last year. You know, so if I was gonna watch it, I realized, oh, today's the 24th. I haven't watched Yogi's First Christmas yet. So I got that done. Then, of course, my afternoon anime cartoon block, which right now, of course, is the all new Super Friends hour, basically from 1:30 to 2:30, and then at 2:30, Mobile Suit Gundam. Well, I finished up Gundam Wing today, so I'm going to be moving on to the next Gundam television series that was dubbed, which was Mobile Suit Gundam, the '08 MS team. Let's see. I just got into watching the anime A Certain Magical Index. Yeah, that was a pretty cool one, pretty interesting one. Solid. I don't know if you see the. I don't know if you're on YouTube or not, but if you see the link in the chat, you can come in and join us. You're more than welcome to come in and join us and be part of the conversation. So, just letting you know. Um, that way you don't have to type it out as much. You can just say it. Um, yeah. So, and then of course, then I start again. I went all the way back and started watching Pokemon again recently. Of course, started all the way back, the first season, Pokemon Indigo League, and of course now, as you know, was done by the New York voice actors. The dub version was. So I'm gonna be um, I'm gonna be watching all of them. In other words, I started with Indigo League, then I watched Orange League and all that. So that'll keep me busy, at least the New York voice actors in the daytime hours for a while. And then of course I'm watching D Gray Man as well. And then my nighttime block, or my Adult Swim block right now, is I'm rewatching a couple ones I've seen a few times already. The Irresponsible Captain Tyler, which is a pretty good one. A funny story there. Let's see, Crest of the Stars, and then of the kind of the newer ones I'm watching, are the ones I hadn't watched before this time around. New Ghetto Robo, and Log Horizon. I'm on the
Log
first
Horizon's
season,
pretty
right?
fun.
Huh?
Log Horizon's pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that one. That one's a lot like some of the other animes that are based on MMORPGs. They
Ain't that one older than a lot of the other ones that are out right now, though?
No, Log Horizon is actually one of the newer ones, I think, along with Sword Art
Oh,
Online. Like some of the older ones that have been out for a while include like Dot Hack.
oh, Hack Sign, yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a setup for that, sorry. That's okay. It's disappointing, but but still, as long as you're here, well, of course, highlight your comments when you make them. Um, yeah. I wonder if Woody stepped out or something like that, because I haven't seen him since. What was that?
Oh, that was my squeaky chair. It does it every once in a while.
Yeah, let's see.
Trying to get to it now, it won't.
Yeah, there's been a few MM. I think there's been a few MMO RPG type animes. Of course, the Dot Hack series. Well, you have Dot Hack Sign, but also Dot Hack, you know, Dot Hack Legend of the Twilight, Dot Hack Roots. And I love those. Those are probably my favorite. I'm still here. Well, hey Woody, if you want, you can come in and join us, man. You see the link and come in and join us. You know, back goat, back goat. Da 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 da. Evening boy, back goat. Da 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 da. Back
Hey,
goat. Da 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 da. Back goat. Da 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 da. Back goat. Back goat. Back goat. Hey, Bat Goat, I don't know if you're up to it, but I have the link up if you want to join us join us here tonight. So don't know if you're up for it to join us in the studio or not, but the link's up there. Refreshed. Hey, Bat Goat. Yeah, I can have up to 10 people up here. So, anyways, I know I've been running off at the mouth here a bit. So, um, anything you want to bring up there, ETC?
Not a whole lot of news on my end. The only thing I noticed today is that when I went to log in and play one of my games, my son had downloaded a game that was 160 gigabytes. So it took up the space in my PS4. So I deleted it, and he cried. It was kind of funny.
Is this your youngest son?
No, my oldest boy.
Your
he
oldest
put a lot
boy.
of work into he put a lot of work into the game, and it was kind of funny. Yeah,
Ah.
it's like easy come, easy go, son. It was a free game. I haven't told him yet that me and his mom bought him a hard copy for it, so it's kind of the catalyst for doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So after doing that, I checked out online, and there's a season sale or something on PSN. Games are like $80. They're currently $14. So I was like, oh. So I went and grabbed a bunch.
Yeah. So how are things up there in Canada before the Christmas? I guess.
Well, this morning around 6 o'clock, it started raining, and it rained for a couple hours, I'm told, and then it snowed all day.
Yeah, we got some rain here in where I live in Southern California this morning as well. I mean, I went out like basically like this, without a jacket, and then I don't know, I get down the block a little bit from my house, and I start like one drip, two drips, 3, 4, 5, and then I realized, okay, I'd better go grab my jacket. He's set up for Christmas morning. Well, he's got to be. He's got kids. Boys, I drove out to my kids today on pure black ice. A 1-hour drive turned into 2.5. I was thinking the whole time, I got your black ice right here. Oh boy.
Oh, we rehydrated this one.
I posted videos about it. Pretty.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you're always welcome to come in with us. That way you can just verbalize it as opposed to typing it.
Yes, we can have the big black ice debate of 2020.
Yeah. Among the other crazy stuff going on in 2020.
Yeah.
Excuse me a moment. I'm going to go off camera for just a quick moment here.
Oh, that was good. Big pile up last night. People have posted videos about it. Pretty gnarly. Yeah, it's not very nice. We haven't had any accidents yet, but I'm sure after tonight there will be plenty of reports about people having pileups. Hopefully no one hits a pole and knocks out the hydro for a little while.
Alrighty, then I'm back. Yeah, so. Yeah, actually, it's kind of funny. I know you guys remember I have a series on my page called Voices Big and Small. So the last one I did was on Hans Walkershauser, who's a voice actor with Blue Water over in Calgary, and he actually commented on my video. He appreciated my, as he called it, my amazing attempt at pronouncing his name. Well, I don't know if you even know who I'm talking about, because he did more work with like Blue Water, so he's done stuff like Card Fight Vanguard, Future Card Buddy Fight,
Buddy.
Those particular those are some of the more recent. And then I know he was also in Kisniver. He did one of the English voices in Kisniver.
I don't think I've seen any of those.
They're newer ones.
Yeah, I would explain it. I don't normally watch anything for a few months.
Very cool, Mike. Yep.
Yeah, I normally give it a few months and then I download it all for free. So.
Yeah. Well, Kisniver originally came out in Japan in 2017. I think it was dubbed in like 2018, and then the two card ones, Card Fight Vanguard and um, Future Card Buddy Fight, were actually from the early 2000s, or not. I'm sorry, early 2010. I think they were like, I think Card Fight Vanguard was somewhere between 2010 and 2012, and then Future Card Buddy Fight was like 2014-15. They were both based on actual trading card games of the same name. What was the name of the company that produced those? Oh, Bushiroad. So, among some of the other animes that were dubbed by Blue Water include My Hime and My Atome, Deltora Quest, Gregory Horror Show, Strawberry Marshmallow, Fancy Lala, Full Moon O Sagashite. So those are some of the ones that were dubbed by, and of course, Blue Water is a subsidiary of Ocean Studios in Vancouver. Blue Water, though, is based in Calgary, though.
I'm just looking it up. I've like never seen it, so I'm like now I'm interested and want to learn a little bit more and probably watch it.
Well, if you want to find out about more animes to watch and stuff like that, you should really check out. Cause I have a playlist dedicated to voice actors. It's called Voices Big and Small. I've done like 60 profiles on some dub voice actors. Basically 10 each from 10 of the what I call the dub capitals. So I've got 10 Funimation voice actors who, of course, were not really involved with the whole Vic situation. In fact, Todd Habercorn was like the first one I did, believe it or not. So he was involved, but you got to know what I mean. Basically, those who were involved with Kick Vic, I try to stay away from. Obviously, I got 10 of the LA based voice actors. I got 10 of the New York based voice actors. I got 10 each from the two Calgary studios, then Ocean and Blue Water, and I got 10 from Houston area, from the Houston area. So, um, well, let's see, we got at least four. So we got Woody still here, I guess. Fat Goat, solid. Hey, if you guys for whatever reason can't come into the studio, you can at least if you've got anything you want to ask or contribute to the conversation, you can still type it out. Would be nice if I can get you guys in here and we can have a nice panel, but um, you know, so. Let's see. So, Eric, I'm sorry, Action Toys. I'm sorry about that.
It's
I just
fine. I
suffered
don't
a
care. I
brain
say my
fart.
name all the time.
Huh?
I said I don't mind. I say my name on the channel all the time. So
Yeah. Well, I try not to do that. I mean, I try to respect. I know yours and that goat's real names, but I try not to use them when we're live. But I think we're lucky though because we have basically friendly fire here. So, um, yeah. So how have you liked the comics retrospect we've been doing?
I enjoy it. I actually kind of wanted to read along, but I can never read what's on screen. So I'm like, ah.
Uh, well, I usually will read. I'll
Read
read
it
the
over.
story. I'll read some of the comics. I'll read the synopses more. You know, I usually will do like milestone, like because obviously would we'd be here forever if I tried to read every single comic,
Yeah.
all that. I mean, man, that might be fun to a certain point, but eventually you're just gonna go
Yeah.
because even I can't absorb that much information that quickly, that consistently. So.
Yeah. Well, I like it because when you look at some of them, like even just like a small word change doesn't fly today, which is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was like,
Yep.
oh,
Well, that's part of my point too. And looking back on it, just
yeah,
got home a little bit ago, so I'm putting stuff away.
cool.
The news interview video I have up has my name on it. No one watches that one though. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, a little something that I did notice today is on the marketplace that I search on for vintage toys and stuff. Someone is selling an entire Smurf village with figurines and houses. I was like,
Hmm.
wow.
Oh, good thing you guys said that because I think Fat Goat might have a thing or two to say about it.
Yeah. I was like, ooh. I was like, it's only $50 and it's got an entire village sitting there. I was like, wow. I was like, this person probably doesn't know what they have.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Hey, dude, no way. I want Smurf Village. Yeah.
Huh? Well, maybe I'll pick it up and they'll maybe make a deal. I could probably print one too. So
Yeah, I remember watching that growing up. A number of legendary voice actors back in the '80s there were involved with that, including like Hal Smith. Um, June Foray was involved in it. June Foray, who known as Granny on Looney Tunes. Um, Don Messick, who's been in a number of things. Paul Winchell, who did the voice of Gargamel. Um,
it's like that same question everybody asks. It's an entire village, and there's only one female Smurf. How did they get baby? Oh, 1 second.
Jonathan, yeah, Jonathan Winters, who did the voice of Grandpa Smurf. Mm-hmm. At ATC, you still there?
Yeah, it's all right. My wife came in and needed something. Didn't
Uh,
didn't think anyone would like to hear her rifling through my what's left of my office. Got one tiny desk in the corner, and that's it.
she really backed you into a corner, didn't she?
Literally, yes, quite literally.
Hmm. I don't know if I've ever asked this of you before, but tonight might be a good time to do it. Um, what cartoons did you grow up watching? I don't know if I'd asked you
uh,
that before or not. So,
let me see. Well, I would say it's probably a lot of reruns. I remember watching some Superman. There was Smurfs. There was,
mm,
oh goodness, trying to get me to remember things. Okay. That was it. I remember watching some black and white cartoons. There
mhm,
was music, no sound, or there was music but no actual like sound effects.
mhm.
So
Probably something from like Fleischer Studio, some of the Fleischer's earlier works.
yeah,
Prior to Pop. Fleischer also did, of course, the old black and white Popeye cartoons that we talked a lot about.
yeah,
Eddie Boop.
Popeye.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I think there was around time when the Technicolor started coming around to doing some of the color effects for things. So instead of black and white, it'd be like black, white, and uh, dark browns, and maybe some red in on the cartoons. That was
Mhm.
pretty cool. I think
Yeah,
around the
that
same time
started
they
that,
started.
that started happening more like I think the like that started happening in the 40s.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of
Of course,
reruns,
of
and
course, you would have probably been like a lot of us. You would have probably been watching like the Looney Tunes shows that were like the package shows in which you know. But there were a number of studios that did those that when television came into being and like it started really becoming big in like the late 50s and stuff like that. You'd have a lot of those package shows like Looney Tunes, Happy Harmonies, Walter Lantz Productions, Terry Tunes, all that. So there's a few comments that came up here. I wonder if Santa's wife takes over his toy shop.
probably.
Fleischer was huge regarding. Yeah, another one I remember too is of course the 1941-42 Superman serials as well. Um, those are pretty cool to watch. Oob Iwerks was a big name. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I do kind of remember seeing that name. Um, I love those old Max Fleischer shows. And I don't know if you guys know, but I did a short little series on the mic that where I did studio profiles of some of those cartoon studios. So yeah. Uh, hmm. So let me see what else can um oh what do you have any like favorite like Christmas specials that you watched growing up? Action Toys, ATC.
Me myself, no. I growing up, I didn't really care about Christmas so much. It was
Uh,
all about having a good dinner and just being happy that you got everyone that you got.
yeah, well, one of my, as I told you earlier, my all-time favorite Christmas special was Yogi's First Christmas.
Yeah, Yogi's First Christmas.
I was like when that came that premiered November 22nd, 1980. Now, of course, I didn't know that until the last year or so because looking up for my this Danish history segments. But I was like 5 years old when that came out back in 1980. So yeah, you did a Filmation. Yeah, I did Filmation. I did many of them. Filmation, Hanna Barbera, Rankin Bass, Walter Lantz Productions. Walter Lantz. Now, Walter. In case you don't know that name, Walter Lantz was the guy who basically gave us the Woody Woodpecker, like Woody Woodpecker, Andy Panda, um, Chili Willy, MG. I might have Rankin Bass and Christmas owns Christmas. Yeah, they do. With a lot of their many of their animated and claymation stories include Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Jack Frost, all the Christmas classics there. Oh, and I don't know if I just found this out today when I was watching one of the guys I subscribe to on the wrestling side of it. We Are Pro Wrestling. Now, I don't know if anybody knows who Kevin Green was. In case you don't, he was a former NFL linebacker who did do some pro wrestling for WCW in the mid to late 90s. I think one year he actually in sacks in the NFL. He played for the Rams and the Steelers, most notably. Well, he passed away the other day, apparently. I didn't even know this.
Really?
At age of 58, yeah. No,
Wow. Yeah.
no, no, no cause of death has been revealed yet. Of course, this apparently happened on Monday, so I
Well,
think
these
they,
days you die of cancer. They call it COVID. So
yeah. Oh, Tex Avery is a big cartoon hero of mine. Yeah, in fact, Cartoon Network even had the Tex Avery show for a while there too. Chili Willy. Chili Willy was a little penguin. Um, oh yeah, Chili Willy. Ah,
that was the penguin that honks and toots, right? If I can remember correctly.
Chili Willy was a penguin. I don't know about honks and toots, but yeah, but
I'll double check. Oh, okay, I was wrong.
well, Chili Willy was a penguin though. So MGM, which of course had Tom and Jerry, Droopy, Barney Bear, Harvey Tunes, which was the company that gave us, and Harvey Tunes did a lot of their work through Famous Studios, which also gave us some of the color Popeye cartoons. But Famous Studios, along with Harvey Tunes, of course, gave us like Casper the Friendly Ghost, Baby Huey, Little Audrey, Hector and Catnip, Mohair and Tommy Tortoise, among others. And then Terry Tunes, of course, gave us Mighty Mouse, Heckle and Jekyll. Um, um, Actually, in fact, there was a there was a one of the videos I did was an action. Even though I focused primarily on U.S. animation, I did do one on a company that I think up near your neck of the woods there, ATC Grant Worthy Lawrence animation, which was popular in the late 70s. Of course, Grant Worthy Lawrence's most famous work is the Spider-Man series that gave us the classic opening song. The one that goes, Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can, spins a web any size. Can't you see? Just like flies, look out. There goes Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Huh? But they also did the year prior to starting the Spider-Man series, they gave us the Marvel superheroes, which basically each day of the week was devoted to a different. So you had Captain America, Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Thor, and Submarine. Anyway, I got to go off camera here for a sec. I'll be right back.
Alrighty then. How's everyone doing tonight? Hope everyone's well. Everyone's feeling good. Hope everything is going the way you want it to. Hopefully, you're not falling all over that black ice. Oh. All right. So tonight's project is fixing these headphones that my daughter sat on and crushed to bajillion pieces. Mm-hmm. Whew. Here's a question for Chet. Does anyone have a favorite toy they would like to see restored from destroyed? That's my question.
Hmm.
Mike's
Yeah.
frozen. Oh, there
Well,
it is.
no, I just hadn't said anything because I was just
Oh,
waiting to see. I'm gonna put the link up again just as a reminder for people who would like to join us.
alrighty then.
Yeah, one of the things I like about Log Horizon too is the first thing one of the things that really grabbed my attention to wanting to watch it at some point was the opening theme. That opening theme rocks to it. I'm a huge GoBots mothership toy. That the smaller GoBots could ride in. My brother, yeah, I think I kind of remember that was their ship. That was like that kind of walker ship where it would be like the four-legged walker, and then when they'd go to fly, the legs would come up like this, and they'd jet off into space there back up.
Oh, the GoBot's response to Fortress Maximus.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because as a kid, I remember a particular afternoon block that some of the syndicated or some of the independent channels put on would be like GoBots on at 3, He-Man on at 3:30, She-Ra on at 4, Transformers on at 4:30, and then G.I. Joe on at 5. So
So it was the GoBots Command Center. That's what he's. That looks pretty cool.
I also remember my brother had 12-inch G.I. Joe stuff, the helicopter and the POW camp. So badass. Yeah. The GoBots, the GoBots. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. The GoBots.
Yeah. I can actually probably get a hold of that GoBots Command Center. It will be incomplete, but it will require some work to get parts for it. Or I could make them and print them out.
Oh, look, we have a fifth person. Hello, fifth person. Or is that?
How much of a Magical Index scientific railgun have you watched?
I've watched all. Well, I don't know if there are any newer ones since I watched them, but I watched a certain magical index, a certain scientific
Hmm.
railgun, a certain magical index 2, and a certain scientific railgun S. So I've seen those four. I don't know if there are any newer ones that are
What
out.
was
Um,
what was the one where the kid had a hand that could negate other people's powers?
that
That one.
um, that was well. He was the main character in both. Well, he's the main character in a certain scientific.
Railgun.
Okay, he was the main character, the main hero in a certain magical index and certain magical index 2, and then he was a supporting character. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but he was a supporting character in a certain scientific railgun and railgun S. Um,
Oh my head.
my little brother used to sing GoBots or GoBots are fun. GoBots are run run run. Um, Accelerator has his own series now. Yeah, I mean, I know they probably have come because I know certain magical index and certain scientific railgun were both and the music for them was pretty good as well. I really got into it. I know. Let's see, Brittany Karbowski did the voice of Mikasa, or Mikasa in a certain scientific in all of those series. Again, well, okay, they're all companion series. Certain magical index and certain scientific railgun are basically companion series. Okay, a certain magical index follows um, the guy you mentioned who could cancel out other powers. Certain scientific railgun follows Mikasa and her friends. And what she can apparently do is she has the ability to charge like what she normally does. She'll take like a coin usually.
Yeah.
She'll charge it up with lightning and then she'll shoot it. So that was her.
She'll flick it at you.
Right. Kamioji. Okay, yeah, Toma's probably all right. And as I said, it looks like we have a fifth person in here. So I will once again with a friendly little reminder that if you would like to join us in the studio, you're welcome to. I am putting up the link to the studio. Love to have as much company in here as we can get. We can have up to 10 people in here. So if you'd like to join in the conversation verbally, I mean, we'll also, of course, take any comments, answer any questions you also put in the chat. If you'd like to participate verbally, the link's right there. Come on in. We'll have a good old chat about some stuff. We got 5 people in here now, so maybe it's been the same 5 people the whole time. ATC, myself, Solid, Woody, and Batgoat. Um,
And I think my internet is out. Uh-oh.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody from that main event collectors has even been by to check out any of the streams yet. I've been posting on there. Has anybody? Whoa. Okay. Guess we lost ATC there for a moment. He stepped out. Hopefully everything's all right. Let me check something here on. Hey. Hmm. Hopefully everything's all right. Hopefully he wasn't the one who got knocked out. ah. Mm-hmm. My internet is crappy. Okay, that's why my internet's crappy. Oh, here, here you are. I was wondering what happened to you there.
Yeah. Like everything on my computer just froze. It was like, oh no. Yeah, so I thought I'd try and connect something. I was like, yeah.
Same thing about Index. Was that Index was voiced by Yeah, yeah, I know that. Index, her English voice was Monica Rial. Yeah, I do know that. I just again would not have remembered the name. Uh,
Cool. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to stay on. My internet's been going wonky.
Maybe a kid is downloading 160 GB games again.
Yeah, I deleted that, and he cried.
Laugh out loud. This is your older son. Well, how old? How old is your older son?
uh, 10.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I could see him crying. Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, your oldest is your daughter, who's like 13 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dad, why did you erase my game? Where? That kind of how it went.
My response was because I felt like it.
Uh,
Yeah.
um.
Oh,
So
yeah.
your internet's
Had
your
to go have
internet's
a dinner
going.
at my sister.
Yeah. Hmm. Um. Wow, we got 6 people in here now. Oh, good. Oh,
Cool.
yeah. Um. Yeah. So let's see. Oh, one of the other things I've been doing too of late. Okay, I guess Solid had something here. By the way, what do you think?
Yeah, I think my
Your
internet's
boy
going down
Zach
again.
ending his case with Mark Wade. Yeah, I did kind of cover that last night of it. Sounds like they came to some kind of settlement, I guess, because that's what I had read in the article there. Again, quite honestly, I wasn't per se following that case, you know, as much. I did read the article on CBR last night about it as part of the stream. Batgo. Hey, Batgo. We actually have more than 2 people in the studio tonight. Yay! Thank you, Batgo, for coming in.
Well, thanks for having me. Hello, gents. How's everyone doing?
I'm fine. Oh, we got another one.
I just wanted to pop in here in case Toys is gonna drop out. Hey, Woody.
We got
There back
wow.
up.
We got ourselves a
Hey,
piano
guys.
Hey, Woody.
What?
Hey, Woody.
Oh, I was just messing with it. I didn't mean to hit the other button. I'm here.
Yeah,
We got a
thank
party.
you.
We have a
I've been
quorum.
waiting for a long time to have a
Official
panel
quorum.
like this. Yeah, having more than just one
I
other.
better
I
turn
mean,
off.
I really do love getting together with Matt Goat on Friday nights and doing the comics retrospect. It's just nice when we can get a bunch of people in here to have points and counterpoints and contribute to the conversation. So I appreciate everybody being in here tonight.
Point counterpoint. Woody, do you remember Jane, you ignorant slut?
Ah, yes. Yeah. Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Sort of unforgiving there.
Yeah.
And Rosanna Dana would get
Oh,
something
sure.
just a little bit wrong and then apologize.
He had a little boogie hanging from his nose, and I said, "Hey, what are you trying to do? Make me throw up?"
All right. Yeah, I just highlighted Matt Goat's comment there where he said he'll bounce in if Toys wants to take but yeah, so you guys How'd your day go? How your days go today? Whoever wants to start between the two of you, Bat Goat or Woody.
I don't know. My whole life's broken down. My cars are broken down, but I got a girlfriend willing to drive me around while I try to figure out how to get them all fixed.
Well, that's cool.
A little less money than usual this year. Everything's breaking, my heat pump, my cars, I get these extra, I got some extra medical expenses, but it's all being handled, but it's not quite what I planned for the year. But I had a nice time. Yes, my girlfriend came pick me up and drove me around, fed me.
So
Nice.
that's nice.
Wanted me to stay, but I need my time.
He stepped out, so. But I think ATC, if you're not able to come back, I understand. But I appreciate you I appreciate you coming in and hanging out for a while. We'll keep going here for a while. We're not even at quite at an hour yet, so.
I hope I'm not causing any echoing. It seems okay. I think if I keep the volume low enough, it's nice to go without headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems all right.
Well, what I do a lot of times is, one of the things I found out is that you can be on StreamYard and on the YouTube page at the same time.
Just
you know this because
you mute out the YouTube.
I have to ask you to be silent for a sec so I can go over to the YouTube tab to mute it. So
yeah, and I do the same thing, Mike. Just
it's playing over there. It's delayed. It's
click over there and talk to them. Yeah, so you have to mute the YouTube, but then I click it up as a second tab if I feel the need to type.
But this is better. The other time I called in, I was on my cell phone. It was probably everyone was getting nauseous as I was walking around with it.
I remember that. You were walking all around.
Yeah. I recently got so here's what Solid Redfield said here. I recently got a Turkish Angora kitten.
That's cool. Solid.
Sounds cool. Echoing.
All right.
Got to bounce out of StreamYard's internet's dying. All right. Well, thank you again, ATC. Thank you for joining me for almost the first hour.
Yeah.
Good job, Toys.
Sounds fun.
Now I'm echoing. Yeah. I think it's just the natural thing because I got headphones in. Never mind. Unless you guys can hear it.
No, see, I think what's happening is you're echoing through me, maybe.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is.
That's probably what it is.
So I should be wearing my headphones, except
no, you're all right because then
I just turn down the volume a little. That helps. I figure out which device I'm running through. I have all these modern times.
Are you on a computer or are you? Are you on your phone?
Yeah, I'm on a real computer this time.
Do you have like two? Do you have like two tabs open where you have like a YouTube tab and a? Yeah,
but my YouTube tab's muted. But it's just that you're hearing some of the speaker sound. I think coming in. If I had my headphones on, would be better off.
Well,
we can have a grand old time.
I gotta step away from the computer for a couple minutes here. So why don't you guys talk amongst yourselves? Okay.
We've got an audience of thousands out there, Batgoat. We got to keep them amused.
We do. Yeah.
I saw Nick just came out with a new video about an hour ago talking about the Mark Wade. So that'll be interesting to watch. 20,
all right, well, I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, I think, and was it 2 nights ago that EBS was on Rakita's stream talking about it. Yeah, I think because Mike said something about it first right as the end of the show, and I'm like, what? And then it went into Rakita's, and then he was talking about it. And
yeah, I guess I caught the very end of that. I kind of missed it, but it'll be interesting to hear Nick's breakdown.
Yeah, I feel like EBS, it just sucks, but we're not him. We don't know the hell he's been through with this and having those crazy SJWs attack for so long. It's just gotta stop.
Well, he's been going for 2 years, and the other people have pretty well signaled that their tactic is to just stall,
Yeah.
So,
God, why is my camera so bad? I mean,
contrast. There's just you need more lighting, I think. See, well, no, mine's still pretty clear.
No,
This is a
grainy.
nice new Lenovo of mine. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, well, I've got I mean, it's not bad. That's a Asus ROG, Republic of Gamers. It's a nice high speed. It's good for editing. So I don't know why this camera is so grainy and crappy. Actually do need a light bulb right there.
Oh, I wonder what Mike's up to here. Well, anyway.
So yeah, I hung out with the family and we had a good time. My daughter just texted me a while back and said I got home safe, and she said thanks for coming out. I brought gift cards for her half sister and her stepsister, and my daughter said that was really cool. They appreciated that.
That's nice. Yeah, I have less and less family. I haven't planned that part of my life out very well. They're all thousands of miles away. I don't know. The main person I came out here to Arkansas to be with has passed away, and I
that's sorry
don't know why I'm here sometimes, except I can't afford to leave. I think that's what I always heard happen. You move to Arkansas, you can't get out. You can't get the money to get out. But no, I like it here a lot. So that's
okay. Look, we're up to 6 people in here now, so that's cool.
6.
Yep.
Well, I wonder if
you're solid.
I wonder if I'm 2 of them.
Solid. I did not see that, but I heard the story. Didn't Rackets just do shots until he fell out of his chair and Drex had to take over or something like that?
Oh yeah, I think I remember seeing something about that too.
I didn't see it. It sounded
there
hilarious.
was one show like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah. He just kind of excused himself and never came back. Yeah, and then Drex showed up.
Yeah. That's funny.
Had a little time orienting himself to Nick's equipment. People had to kind of signal him through till he wasn't muted and things like that. But it worked out pretty well.
Well, actually, from what I saw in my notifications earlier,
White girl wasted.
Nick is going to have a stream tonight with Ty tonight. Something about bearded Christmas is what they're calling it.
I saw that. Yeah.
Oh,
Ty Beard. I was watching them election night, and Ty was acting weird, and I didn't like seeing him like that. He was snappy and just, I don't know, just the whole thing, the whole election has got me bummed. So I stopped watching Rakita. I stopped watching Nick for a little while, and I haven't watched Tug in a while. It's just for my own mental health. I can only take so much of just the bullshit going on. Oh, sorry, Mike.
We run a clean stream here.
I know.
Family friendly. Hey, Mike, Matt, Goat, Woody, Toys. Hey,
Leto.
Our favorite action gamer here. Yes.
Yeah, he's our dude.
Yep.
No, it is fun watching him play those games.
I know.
Stream, open mic night. Yeah.
Them's fighting herds. That was a pretty funny game to watch. I like that.
Yeah, I like watching them doing the fighting games. Was that 2 days ago? Toys and I were on there, and we just had a conversation. It was fun.
I know you'd mentioned before, Leto, that you were probably working, so you may not be able to come in. But if you would like, if you feel you can, you're more than welcome to join us in here. I put the link up just in case. Heading to work at the moment. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember you were telling me that.
Yeah.
Echo.
Still, I'm causing that echo probably. Well, I don't know. It might not be. I have a good directional mic here.
Well, I know it's not me because I've got headphones in.
I could switch my sound.
And I don't think it's me because if it was me, I would
already narrows it down. Let's see.
I personally like Metal Gear, and I like Metal Gear Solid 5. I know it got tore up or by the serious gamers, but I had fun playing it.
Yeah.
Run my sound.
Well, maybe, hey, Leto, maybe you can join us tomorrow night when
There.
I do this again tomorrow night. Just so you know, the first part of my name isn't a reference to Metal Gear. Okay. So let's see. Actually, I'm quite happy with the turnout tonight because I wasn't expecting it to be as many. I figured most of you guys would probably you want to spend time with your families. So I do appreciate you guys hanging out, and of course part of the reason why I still streamed even though I knew it was the holidays because not everybody has family to spend time with. So I figured I'd still stream anyways, and give people a chance to hang out, not just spend Christmas alone. So that's another good reason. Well, let's see. I know it looks like that note went off camera for a moment.
Yeah, but I'm not muted, so I'm still listening.
Okay. Well, to kind of continue what I had asked earlier, well, I guess Woody, since you're still on camera right now, you can.
I'm around.
Would you like to? Whichever one of you wants to start, I would figure Woody because he's still with me here for the moment.
Start what?
Would you like to tell me what your favorite Christmas animated Christmas special is?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, my favorite of those is Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol. Mr. Magoo stars as Scrooge, and they do the whole thing like it's a play being done in a playhouse. The camera pans in and out, and sort of onto the stage. But it's full of the most amazing songs. The songs in there are just fabulous. The people singing, and anyway, it's just something very charming about it. And I guess I always liked Mr. Magoo because I was always kind of the half-blind kid, so he was my handicap. That I was allowed to laugh at a blind guy, huh?
Does that look better all of a sudden now? My picture.
Yeah, you look a little brighter there.
Yeah, because I put a little piece of tape over my camera, like it.
Yeah, that's
people should do. And now I wiped it off, and that seemed to have helped a little bit.
Yeah. No, I just gave up on privacy a long time ago. I figure if the them wants to know what I'm up to, they already do. So I don't even try.
That's true.
Yeah, of course, Mr. Magoo was voiced by the late great Jim Backus.
Jim Backus, yes.
Who was also Thurston Howell III on Gilligan's Island.
Love her.
I don't know. I haven't seen that for a long time. I remember 10 or 20 years ago, I looked it up somewhere. Or I bought a tape bought a VHS tape somewhere to see it. So it's got to be around somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. That one was always very dear to me. But yeah, I'm old enough to remember when the first ones were coming out, the very first Charlie Brown Christmas, the very first Grinch, when the first Grinch came out, that was a big deal. Yeah. Chuck Jones was going to animate this special CBS show.
I've had better luck finding DVDs, and you guys know, I'm collecting DVDs now, and I obviously like weird stuff that's a little bit harder to find. So I think Amazon is much crappier than people really know. It's you don't get what's advertised. Like I've gotten burned off Amazon just with crap products. And if you know what you're doing with eBay to get used stuff or kind of hard to find stuff, I mean you got to be smart about it and have shopped on eBay. But I've had better luck on eBay than I've had on Amazon, especially with older DVDs and things like that.
Because is that because of Amazon's you're using the third party people that advertise through Amazon, or is that?
Yeah, it's also my fault too a little bit, and then I'm just clicking on the first thing that I see, thinking that
at that point you are kind of gambling a lot like eBay, I guess.
Yeah, I've just realized that now that I don't like Amazon all that much for shopping, at least.
I hardly ever have used them. I'd never quite caught the thing, but I certainly caught eBay though. Yeah, a lot of times I'll just go to eBay.
I rent as you guys may have heard earlier. I rented Yogi's First Christmas on YouTube Movies earlier, $2.99. So, and I have it through I guess January 23rd. So, basically that's my all-time favorite Christmas. But you got a big smirk on your face there, Woody.
I just always do. I like Yogi Bear, but I'm just trying to remember that. To me, that was like, oh, this isn't like the old Yogi Bear. I don't think I even watched. It was like,
what year?
The voices aren't right. That isn't the same.
But Yogi's First Christmas came out was released on November 22nd, 1980. Okay,
so that's 25 years after they were making the original shows.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, as I recall, and I may have even mentioned this too before, Yogi Bear originally debuted as a backup feature on the Huckleberry Hound show. And then I think that was in 58, and then he got
wow, you guys. Okay.
So
that's cool.
I just loved all those Dawes Butler voices. He did Snaggletooth and Doggy Daddy and man.
Exit stage left even.
He did the Augie Doggy and Doggy Daddy was good. He did the Jimmy Durante thing. My son.
Yeah, the Doggy Daddy was cool.
I got to hear all that today when I was watching it again. I think in my.
Oh, you watched it today?
I mean, in the whole existence. Yeah, I watched it this morning. Well, this morning in California time. It would probably been afternoon when But basically, yeah. It's practically a tradition for me to watch it every Christmas because it's one of those that I really grew up on. I was like 5 years old when it first came out, and it was just one of those things I just loved waiting. There are a number of great Christmas. I mean, we talked earlier about Rankin Bass, a lot of their stuff.
Yeah, for me,
Yogi's First Christmas, you had some of the Flintstone Christmas specials, Santa and the Three Bears, as well. So, I mean, you had a lot of great specials come up.
I did like that Grinch one a lot. That one was really good. That one also had good songs.
The original animated Grinch. That
deep, when you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel.
That's a gem. That's such a classic. Same thing with Rudolph. Rankin Bass Rudolph for me.
Those were age,
I just like I can't see anything other than that for me physically. Wrapping something around Christmas.
They had some animated versions, and they also did a lot of claymation stuff too.
The claymation stuff
and Burl Ives as Frosty was really fun.
Yeah. and Cornelius. What was the Cornelius? Cornelius. What was his name? The Yukon guy. Yukon Cornelius.
I think so. Yeah.
I can.
I don't even remember the plot that much. Just remember.
And the dentist, the little elf that wanted to become a dentist, and the Island of Misfit Toys. I love the Island of Misfit Toys. But I'll tell you, my favorite overall Christmas movie ever is Scrooged. I love Scrooged with Bill Murray, Carol Kane.
Yes. Speaking of Jimmy Durante, he was the one who narrated Frosty the Snowman. Let's see.
Jimmy Durante did?
No. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm looking at the credit list right now.
Frosty was I don't know. They all did good. Karloff did the Grinch. I remember that was
Karloff
did something. But who? No, who?
I thought Frosty was Burl Ives as well.
Yeah.
Well, according to this, I'm looking at Wikipedia here.
He may have just done the main voice of Frosty and had a different narrator.
Jackie Vernon actually, they said here, did Frosty for Rankin Bass.
Huh.
Where does Burl Ives fit in? Because I know he
Maybe that's just
Maybe it
because
was
he
the
sang the song on the
producers,
radio, and we just thought so. It sounded like him, though. I recall.
But he was the claymation Frosty. He wasn't Frosty. He was a claymation snowman narrating, and he sang like Silver and Gold, right? That was a real famous
Well,
song.
I'm looking right now at the Frosty the Snowman TV special, 1969 American animated Christmas television special produced by Rankin Bass. I was looking down at the voice cast here. Jackie Vernon did the voice of Frosty, Jimmy Durante as himself as the narrator, June Foray as the voices of Karen, Karen's friends.
Wasn't she did Rocky the Flying Squirrel? I think, right? I think that was.
Well, let's see. I know she did Granny in Looney Tunes. Billy DeWolf was Professor Hinkle, and then Paul Frees was a traffic cop, ticket man, and Santa Claus.
How about that? We got the voices all wrong for Frosty.
I know.
He sang the song, the popular version on the radio. That must be why I just always think of Burl Ives with Frosty.
Maybe
him singing Silver and Gold, but
well, let me look up Burl Ives for you.
He had that charming, soothing grandpa voice.
Toys, I agree with you. That old claymation that's art. It really is art. They don't make things like that anymore.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you were talking. Okay, one of you was talking about a snowman who was doing the narration for one of those specials. Okay, Burl Ives did do it. It wasn't Frosty though.
Okay.
It was Sam the Snowman, the narrator of the classic 1964 Christmas television special Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
So okay, that's what it was. So he was narrating on Rudolph.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Oh, there you go. Let's see.
Rudolph. Oh well, that about covers it. What have we missed? Some obscure Christmas animated show we haven't thought of yet.
Well, how about gosh, what was the one that had the Mr. Heat? The Heat.
Well, I think that was another Rankin Bass. I think that was the Jack Frost special.
I think that was Santa Claus is Coming to Town, or no? Gosh,
Mike is correct. The Snowman was the narrator who finally got a debut at the end of one of the movies.
Ain't on.
Yeah, see, cartoon special I remember as a kid was all of the
other Raymond. I remember that now. Yeah.
Drew Barrymore. I think that one came out the 90s or 2000s, something like that, I believe. Drew Barrymore voiced a dog. It was pretty funny. Hey, hang in with the lady friend tonight for a bit longer tonight. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas to you too, man. Thank you for coming in.
Hey.
And
hanging with the sweeties as he always does.
The ladies' man of the group.
He is.
Yeah, there's something about him. You can't live without him. Well.
Oh, by the way, my daughter said she hung out with us, but she hasn't made a channel yet. And I'm like, if you've got a Google account, you can make a channel real easily. And she didn't know that, so she was just watching, but she couldn't chat. She wanted to say it was fun and hi.
Yeah, I would hope she'd want to join us, and I hope she'll get an account set up to where she can join us, and we can get her in here.
Told her it's really easy, and I think she will be able to do that. So.
The letter saying hi to Anna. Yeah, we got 6 people in here now. I think and I'm pleasantly surprised at the turnout tonight because I wasn't sure if we're gonna have even this many because I wasn't sure if back when you kind of said that you might be hanging more with your family, which is understandable. So, but I'm glad
just gotten back, and I'm like, well, well, I'll pop in here for a minute, and now all of a sudden I'm, hanging out with you guys. I'm like, yeah, I got a second win.
We don't want to abandon you, Mike.
Well,
I hate to think of you logging in here all alone on Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
well,
that's so good.
Yeah, and maybe in hindsight, it might have been a good idea to just skip these days altogether. But then I thought, well, wait a minute. There probably are not everybody has a family to hang out with or have people in their life.
Round up some strays, yeah.
So I figured, we have 7 people in here now. Yay, 7 people. So,
boy.
So we're at the hour and 15-minute mark here.
So has anyone ever played the Christmas gift game when you have a bunch of people, a big family, and everyone buys the cheap gifts, and then you set a time limit? You roll dice to just pick gifts, and then
no, never done that.
Then you have a certain amount of time, and if you roll doubles, then you steal gifts from other people. So it's really a fun thing to do. And I kept trying to get candy, so I was able to score a big thing of rock candy. Woo!
Oh.
And I got a what is this? Like a wireless speaker. We are the misfits.
Matt, I'll ask you this. I asked Woody and Action Toys earlier, and I talked about myself. What's your favorite all-time Christmas animated special?
I think, like I was saying before, Rudolph, Rankin Bass Rudolph. It's earliest memory as far as what a Christmas special should be, and I've just always loved it.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw him, you would even say it glows
like a rainbow.
All of the other
like a cop car.
Used to laugh and call him names.
Like Mephistopheles.
They would, and let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer game.
Like Parcheesi.
Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
Thanks.
You guys can tell I love to sing.
Nothing wrong with that.
Rudolph gave hope to all us freaks.
Yeah.
There might be a use for you.
Yeah, that's so true. And even way back then, to have that message of it doesn't matter what you look like, and people tell you you're weird or something like that. I mean, it's a great message.
And then they realized the one thing they were making fun of is actually the thing that helped save Christmas one year.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
But I guess that's it. Let's see who else did Christmas.
Yeah, actually, one of the things and I may have talked about this before, I know that on a number, particularly of Hanna-Barbera cartoon specials, Christmas specials, Hal Smith voiced Santa Claus, including on Yogi's First Christmas. I also think he did it for Flintstones Christmas as well. You were trying to show us something there, Becco?
Yeah, let me see. That's my son and my future daughter-in-law. Isn't that a great Christmas card?
Yeah, that's a nice picture there.
Yeah, he's a good kid. I got him a Switch for Christmas. He really, really liked that. He was really happy.
Nintendo Switch, right?
Nintendo Switch. He was really happy.
Not the type you grew up with, right?
No, he could kill me. He could kill me with one hand. He's 6'3" and I don't know if you saw that picture. He's all muscle. He's a
Yeah.
big kid.
It's a joke.
I know.
Time related joke, of course.
Yeah, and he was a prison guard before becoming a cop, so he likes to hit people. He admitted that to me. He likes taking people down.
Wonder what he would have thought of the Big Boss Man Nails rivalry back in the WF in the early '90s, there, late '80s.
I don't think he's a wrestling fan.
Yeah. Well, Woody probably might remember what I'm talking about, right?
Well, I remember was it Ray Trailer?
Yeah, Ray Trailer.
Big Boss Man, Big Bubba. I mean, I remember he did that act. I don't know if I remember the particular.
I remember what he looked like. He was Big Boss Man, had the security guard type.
Well,
I think he was. That was a gimmick because he was formerly an official at Cobb County Prison or something, a guard there. Well, some point. So they played that up.
I think it might have been in '90 or '91. They brought in a guy by the name of Kevin Walkholt. It was his real name, but he went by the name Nails in the WWE. In fact, his biggest claim to fame isn't his time in the WWE as a wrestler, but he was the big witness in the steroid trial.
Oh.
He was the one that.
Boy, those were the days. Those steroid days were amazing. Those wrestlers were just inhuman looking.
Oh, but you know what actually got McMahon off that? You know what? So apparently on the stand they got Kevin Walkholt who portrayed Nails in the WWF. They got him to say, "I hate Vince McMahon's guts" on the witness stand, and they ended up having to drop the because basically that just showed, hey, he just showed his bias right there. Initially, I think from what because I saw, I had watched a podcast on it, Bruce Pritchard's Something to Wrestle With. He talked about it on his podcast with Conrad Thompson. And apparently, at first, the lawyer asked him if he had any animosity towards Vince McMahon. Well, apparently, Kevin didn't necessarily know what the word animosity meant. So then they asked him. Well, okay, do you hate McMahon? That's when he came out and said, "I hate Vince McMahon with all my guts."
Oops.
Do you have any animosity towards Mr. McMahon? No, I hate him. Okay.
Mr. McMahon. No.
Oh, anonymity has something. I met a Ric Flair, Vince McMahon, and Triple H like 3 years or so ago. They are big ass dudes.
They are big dudes.
Well, Flair is listed at 5'11", 242. Triple H is like 6'4", 275, I believe. And then Vince, like when he got older, he really got to the gym and he got jacked, But now Woody may remember this. I don't know if you would remember this, Batgo, but initially, way back before he even bought the WWE from his dad, he was for a while there in the 70s and 80s. He was a commentator on a number of their syndicated shows, like the lead commentator there. First for WWF Championship Wrestling and All Star Wrestling, and then later,
It's All Star Wrestling. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. That was the name of the AWA show that I used to watch when I was a kid. Maybe they.
A lot back in those days. A lot of promotions used All Star Wrestling and or Championship Wrestling for their syndicated programs. Has there been any news regarding WWE trying to take over their talent socials and Twitch stuff, trying to take away their ability to make money? I I haven't heard a whole lot about that. I've heard a little bit about that, but I haven't been watching a lot of the modern stuff. I've been watching more.
As far as like Vince taking someone's persona as his IP, and then they can't make money off it type of thing. I think that's been like around for a while, right?
Well,
like,
yeah, I mean,
like McMahon owns their
been
catchphrases and things like that.
Well, that's always been the case, though, because in fact, with what we were talking about with Ray Traylor a few minutes ago, when he went to the WWF, going from the UWF or Mid South to the WWF, and he became the big boss man. And then when he left the WWF, I think it was in '92 or something like that, and went to WCW, he tried to still go by the big boss. And then the WWF had basically said, no, you can't do that. That's our property. So that's when he started going back to being like Big Bubba Rogers and or well, actually, no, before he went there, he would become, he was the boss. And then they said it was too much of a similar character to the WWF. So then he became the guardian angel.
Yeah.
And then eventually went back to being Big Bubba Rogers, which was his name prior to going to the WWF. It also happened in the case of Kevin Nash and Scott Hall when, well, actually, no, it didn't as much there. Well, it happened actually in reverse in their case, because what happened was that the WWF had brought in the fake Diesel and fake Razor around that time when they went over to WCW. So,
yeah, when they'd come out with a fake one, that was never any good. It was like the other. You could tell the other. I don't know if you ever watched Doink the Clown. You could tell the other clowns weren't the real Doink. I don't know. I guess I was the only one.
Okay, there were, at least to my recollection, there were two guys who portrayed Doink. Okay, Doink the Clown. The first one was Matt Bourne. Okay, but what happened was that Matt Bourne, he was eventually fired from the WWF because he failed a drug test. So after he was let go,
not enough steroids in his system. No,
that's how he failed. He didn't have enough.
I don't know. But well, Matt Bourne probably is more well known on the independent scene than anything else. I mean, his home promotion was Pacific Northwest, up in the Pacific Northwest section of the country, Don Owens territory. His father, Tony Bourne, was a successful indie star up there as well. Matt Bourne, of course, spent time in a number of federations, including he teamed up with Buzz Sawyer in World Class in like 85, 86. He also did a few. In fact, he was actually Big Josh in WCW in '91. I don't know if you remember Big Josh at all. Maybe you weren't watching wrestling at that point. That was in WCW like 91, 92, around there.
I was watching WCW back then, but I don't remember everybody.
That was a good one, Woody. You're getting props from the boys there. Do you see that?
Only just found out. Well, okay. So Solid Redfield said, only just found out yesterday Big Van Vader had passed away. Yeah, I think he died.
Oh, yeah.
Might have been earlier this year or last year. Well, Kevin Green passed away the other day. I don't know if you guys heard me say that earlier.
I think, yeah, I thought I heard you say that.
Have a good one, Woody. Yeah. But, yeah, and in fact, I just got to watch, like last weekend, I just got to watch in January 1976 in terms of pro wrestling. So I'll probably be doing my next episode of Squared Circle Calendar probably this weekend, sometime this weekend, or January 1976. Woody, I don't know if you've caught any of those episodes or not, but where I go through the kind of the historical retrospect of professional wrestling, and just.
Yeah, I caught one or two, but yeah, there are only so many hours in the week to go interneting. But I'll go back. You got some archived now, so we'll go take a look. I always just loved it. No, I used to watch with my big brother. We'd play fight. We'd pretend we were, I don't know, Butcher and Mad Dog Vachon. Actually, they were a couple of heels in the AWA. They were just the French Canadian guys. And Mad Dog was so mean.
Yeah, in the 60s, that's correct. In the late 60s, early 70s, but then they split up as a team and kind of went more on singles ventures for a while there, and then
he was cool. I remember. I think I got Butcher's autograph when I was like 12 or something, and he came to a live show in Colorado Springs. I really remember this. I was 12. Yeah, I remember. Mad Dog wrestled Pepper Gomez. And they made a muff. They made a mistake, and Mad Dog went between the turnbuckles, and you could hear his head hit the steel pole. I mean, I was there. I was like in the 5th row or something, and I could hear his head hit the steel pole.
Ouch.
And I mean, he was dazed, and you could just tell that he wasn't the same, and that they kind of Pepper Gomez just kind of slowed down, and they worked out a way to end the match quick, get out. And then anyway, you see a couple of things, so even at 12, I knew it wasn't real, but I loved it, and I just saw that happen. You think,
who was the roof lowering incident? Who died with that?
Owen Hart.
That was Owen Hart.
That was a real shame. He was a charming, young, really great guy.
And up as a blue blazer was Owen Hart.
Owen Hart, they were lowering. They were going to have him do this grand entrance on a crane thing.
Horrifying.
And there was something about the quick release. The harness got caught on something.
And that was being done quite a bit. Like Sting was doing that at that point too, and Shawn Michaels had even done it once or twice. Rappelling from the roof like that.
So stupid. It's such a stupid way for someone to die like that.
Yeah,
that happened during a live event too. So they really,
I know.
There's some good interviews of that since then. Like Gorilla Monsoon is like, "What do you do? Look, we were in the middle of you're live announcing to a broadcast audience." And
people were freaked out by that. It wasn't like people were screaming and freaking out. Everyone just got quiet and went like, "What the?" Oh, sorry.
There are no springboards under the mat. The ropes are chains wrapped in tape and such. The metal post, we had to use a forklift to put. Yeah, I've heard that too. The ropes are actually made of like some kind of steel cable kind of thing wrapped in, so turnbuckles are like metal joints covered by a cushion. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ouch.
And of course we all remember. Well, I'm sure Woody remembers this. George the Animal Steel.
Oh, I love George the Animal Steel. Yeah, he was.
He
was one of the best.
What did he do?
Well, it was just a great big. He looked like a monster, and he had hair all over his body. But he was actually like a soft-spoken English teacher in real life before he went wrestling, But really? He just played he was just this huge lump of a man with lots and lots of hair all over his, and that hairy body just made it easy to portray him as a monster beast.
Yeah, well, what's kind of funny is before he got to the WWF, he was wrestling in the Detroit area, in the Detroit territory, the Sheik territory, and he was known more as a technician.
I only saw him later on, I guess.
Yeah, well, when he went to the WWF, Vince McMahon wanted him to be portrayed more as kind of that monster type character, what you're talking about.
Well, they started going over the top too, where he started, putting blue dye in his mouth or something, green dye in his mouth all the time for some reason, and he had a doll that he'd bring with him.
Yeah, that was in the 80s.
All he'd say about the doll is, "It's mine."
That was like at the very end of his career. But what made him pretty ironic too is, yes, he portrayed a monster, and some of his moveset was kind of a mauling power moveset, but his finisher was actually considered more of a technical type move. You remember what his finisher was, Woody? The flying hammerlock.
Do
you know what the flying hammerlock is?
That sounds like a tough one to land.
Well, it's not. Okay. So this is what he did. Okay, so a hammerlock. The hammerlock.
I never could understand those moves.
Me neither.
Okay, so what ends up happening with a hammerlock is you get the guy's arm around his back in like a 45-degree angle, and you hold it there. And so what do you do? And he wasn't the only one who did this. The assassins also did this move as well. He would then lift you up off the ground by your arm. You know,
Oh, ow.
the Andersons, particularly Arn and
Oli.
Oli would use what they call hammerlock slam, which they would get the guy's arm around his back, and then they would lift him up into like a body slam position. So let me see if I can show you guys what I'm talking about here.
Don't hurt yourself.
Well, honestly,
I don't know.
No.
I don't know if this camera
We
angle's
can't
going
hear
to
you,
work.
Mike.
they're doing it like this. So
No.
can you see how my arm is?
Yeah.
You can see how my arm is, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's a hammerlock. That's a hammerlock.
Okay.
What Jordy Animal Steel and the assassins, Jody Hamilton and Tom Ernesto would do is when they'd have a hammerlock like this, they'd actually lift the guy up off the ground. And that's what was called the flying hammerlock. He'd actually what Jordy Animal Steel would do, he'd lift the guy off the ground and then walk around the ring with him like that. Imagine being in this position, in the air, no way to get out of it, and you have a 280-pound man, 280-pound man, basically carrying you around the ring.
Toys, are you saying someone should throw a chair at Mike?
Maybe. No, George has probably got it best known because they did this long gimmick with Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth, where George was in love with Miss Elizabeth, and he would look at her longingly, and they tried to run a Beauty and the Beast kind of angle. And he would.
That was, of course, when Savage was still that was just before he became face. You know, I think they turned him face when they had him beat Honky Tonk Man, I think, for the Intercontinental title.
Poor Savage. He was great. He was great. They never did let him get the title. That was a shame. They just kept giving it to Hogan. Hogan would stand there and let all the talented people do stuff around him while he stood there like a big boor.
Savage did eventually get the WWF title. He got it from Flair. He was a 2-time WWF champion. He was also, I think, like at least a couple times WCW World Champion too.
I didn't think
happened in the early 90s. You may not have been watching.
But it got kind of old watching Hogan just be undefeatable. I really started hating him a lot.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah, because they just, he could just never lose, and after a while it just became stupid, I mean, for a smart fan, it's just like, how many, how many careers are they going to lose to feed this guy?
It was actually in the 90s when I started getting more into...
Well, and he couldn't do anything. I mean, if you're really watching for the rest, for, nimble moves in the ring and stuff, you ain't going to see any from Hulk Hogan,
Right.
So you'd see other people hurling themselves all over the ring, doing double backflips and all this stuff, and whatever. And and they just say, "Oh, look, Hogan did that to him." Hogan must be great, but no, it's the guy doing the double backflip.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I've seen some guys do some pretty interesting moves, like shooting star presses, like Billy Kidman. Actually, one of the I remember there was a match Brock Lesnar did. Now, he was doing this more when he was in OVW, but he decided during a match with Kurt Angle at one of the pay-per-views, decided to bring this out. And he hadn't done this in the WWF, but he was doing it more in OVW when he was still there. But now imagine, Brock Lesnar is what, 6'4", 6'5", 295, 300 pounds?
Yeah, he's a big dude.
And he has in his arsenal, he has the ability. Didn't use it as much in WWF. He used it more in OVW. But he has the ability to do what they call a shooting star press. A shooting star press. Now, this is a move that Billy Kidman is also known for doing. So, how you do this move is it's a flying. So you have your opponent who's on the mat, like on his back, basically, right? So the person up on the top turnbuckle flips basically forward. Flips backwards. Legs first, and flips over. Legs first into a pinning position.
Like laid out.
Yeah.
Like a dive type of laid out type.
Yeah. I mean, you basically flip. You jump up, you flip backwards, flip over.
Kitty.
That's a shooting.
You're gonna make me look at my cat.
Hi, Kitty.
Okay. Sorry, Mike. I'm interrupting your show here. So.
No, Kitty.
To show you how cute my cat is.
What's Kitty's name?
This cat. What is her name? Dee Dee. Little Dee Dee.
What is her name? Dee
Dee Dee. She's a very nice cat. She's crazy.
That stops any chat cold when a cat comes on camera. It doesn't matter how many people are there. Just you start seeing the cat icons scroll up and people just yelling. Kitty! I love that.
Oh, we have 8 people in here now. That's the most we've had in a while.
Or like when Nikki Rackets, when his little girl, the youngest, comes in, she sneaks down into the vault every once in a while and comes in and says something. We're like, oh, it is Nick the Daddy, and everyone says, oh.
Okay, I'm going to put the link up again just because I think we have a list. We've had up to 8 now, so I'm going to put the link up one last time here because we are getting towards the end of we're already getting close to an hour 40 here. But I'll give people one last chance if anybody wants to come in and talk for a few minutes.
I don't know if this is a great internet show here. So, what is the subject? So,
well, we try.
What will happen?
Yeah, the little rackling. She is a cute one.
So, what are they going to talk about tonight? The beard? They're just going to have a Christmas night show.
Christmas show.
Yeah, what was that 2 nights ago that he just said let's chill, and so I went in there, and that was my first time in a few weeks, and I had mentioned something about it, and a couple other people. I mean, because I know people and shit. We get to know each other after a while, and a few other people were like, "Yeah, I haven't been hanging out here as much either."
Well, honestly,
he said,
I haven't really hung out as much since a lot of the Vic stuff had kind of slowed down because content-wise, like some of it, wasn't as interesting to me, but I still at some point, if I ever get back around to doing the interviews and stuff like that, I would like to bring Ty and Nick on to talk, because I know Ty has talked about how he loved a lot of the Army comics growing up, like Sergeant Rock.
Sergeant Rock, yeah, I know. I loved Sergeant Rock when I was a kid.
So I'd like to get him on to talk about that a bit, but and of course I'd like to get some of the guys like Tug and stuff on to check out our streams on Friday. There, back we're going through those historical. I'm listening in. Almost finished smoke. Okay, and such. Yeah. So we'll let's see. We're at an hour and 44. We're coming up on an hour and 45. I'm going to give it just a couple more minutes, see if anybody wants to join us in here. If not, maybe we'll start winding down because we're getting close to the 2-hour mark. I'm pretty sure some of them some of them want to get to Nick's stream as well. So
Yeah, solid. I'm totally like. It's been a while. It's been a few weeks at least, but the like Saturday night with Flash and Tug and RGE, those are great shows because you can tell they're dudes. They're like throwing it up. They're just hanging out. I love those shows. And usually Tug and Flash have had a couple drinks, which makes it more interesting too.
yeah. I haven't been going on again. I haven't watched as many of Tugged or Flash's videos because they've been focusing more on mainstream media,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not as interested in. Um, and then of course Flash doesn't always really answer his super chats as quickly. So it's like whereas Tug will and some of the others will. And like for me,
Yeah.
you know me, I want to be part of the conversation. I'd love
Mm-hmm.
for them to invite me in. I know I'm not big enough or whatever. They're not going to invite me in. Tug has on a couple of occasions individually, but I like,
We'll slowly get there.
yeah. Well, we've had as many as 8 people in here tonight, so that's
Yeah,
a
that's
good thing.
cool.
So that's the most I think we've had in a while. Because usually for regulars, there's usually 6 of us. There's 3 of us in here. Let's see, Anon, ATC, and Leto. I'd say those are 6 regulars right now. Guys who are
Mm-hmm.
here basically every night. And then, of course, Solid comes in on occasion. We've had Dave Marks in here, but I know Dave hasn't been on. I don't know if Dave's been on any stream in a while because I haven't seen or heard him. But
Yeah.
and then
We missed
he
Dave.
also said that his work schedule was getting more complicated too. So and then
Mm-hmm.
we get Cheney coming once in a while. So
Mm-hmm.
you know,
I'd
I just
invite Mike if I had a show at Toys. That's funny. I would too.
I've cut back a bit as well, just because it felt like the show turned into a bash moron show. It's cool, but needs right. Well, you know, one of the things that I try to do, granted, I'll call out BS every now and again when it's needed. Sometimes I go a little too far, like I did last week. Right, that goat, or was that earlier
Yeah.
this week? But
Yeah.
but generally speaking, I usually try to be family friendly, be more positive. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Good thing.
that's I'd invite Mike if I had a show. Well, I thank you for that.
You do have a show, Toys, but not this kind.
Well, he does videos. I think what he
Yeah. No,
means
I
is
know.
if he
Yeah.
streamed, if he
Streams.
streamed.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Wow. So we talked about cartoons. We talked about some wrestling. We talked about Christmas specials. I hope you guys will join me tomorrow night for some more of this stuff. Um, we're already at an hour and 48, so I think I will start to wrap it up. There's one last thing we can do before I go, and that's this day in each history. So are you guys ready for that?
Ready.
I'm
And
ready.
you guys can stick around. You guys can do commentary if you guys want to comment on whatever I got.
Rock
Sure.
time.
Let's at least see what's going
I
on
will.
here. Yay. So okay. All right. So let me just review again. 2014, 1970, and 2015. Okay. So I think we're pretty much ready to go there. So now today being, by the way, Merry Christmas, everybody. Just in case I didn't say it earlier, I'll say it now.
Merry Christmas.
Today is December 24th, 2020, Christmas Eve 2020. Let's go ahead and take a look back on this day in Nietzsche history. And the first stop we're going to, of course, make here is we're going to go back 50 years ago today. On this day, 50 years ago today, Walt Disney Pictures released the Aristocats. On this date, 70 years ago today, the Aristocats, Walt Disney Productions production, was released into theaters. In the United States, the premiere was 13 days prior on the 11th, but on this date, the more wider premiere happened on this date 50 years ago today. And I know I sound a little redundant at times. So that was that.
We lost one. All right.
Well, no, we only lost a shared screen. There's still 3 of us here.
Wow.
So
Wow, that big television makes a nice monitor. It's huge. These days. Wow. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm distracted. Yes.
No, that's okay. Let's see.
Do you plug into your big
I'll be
television?
back tomorrow. Yay, history.
Yeah.
Nice history. Neat history. Waiting for the Bat Goat show. Airs some Bat Goat time. Same Bat Goat channel. Yep. Well,
Perhaps one day.
I still welcome him as my co-host for the comic historical representative.
I actually do have an idea for a show. I need to start working on it. I've put stuff together. I'll let you guys know when I do it.
All right. So, anyways, moving on to the next piece in each history. Then, on this date, 6 years ago, in 2014, the 30th and final issue of Massive from Dark Horse Comics went on sale on this date 6 years ago today in 2014. Cover price at $3.50. It was a 28-page comic. So on this date 6 years ago today, the 30th and final issue of Massive from Dark Horse Comics went on sale on this date. So that, and then
Dark Horse. That's another one where you can watch Cats with Brett and Heather. The Dark Horse podcast. You know Cats now. Okay. I have one place of the internet where you have this. Brett Weinstein. Brett and Eric Weinstein are a couple of pretty interesting characters. All right. But we get a lot of crossover here, though. I think we watch a lot of. I guess we all kind of came here through that whole EVS, Nick,
Tug,
all those. Yeah, so we all got associated.
I told you guys before it was when the whole Vic stuff was starting out, and it was like Flash and Tug and Hay who really got me going on this stuff.
Toys is cracking me up here.
That was funny. I just stumbled onto EVS. It was a long time before Cyberfrog even. He was just kind of some guy drawing, and he wasn't even pushing anything. But he went over to Nick's channel, and gosh, Nick was so funny. I just stayed on Nick's channel after that.
Yeah. Nick doing his whiskey fueled rants is a thing of beauty. And I mean, you can't even explain it to someone. That's such a cool thing.
Yeah, so I do have one last bit of neat history to go through here. And this is it. 5 years ago today, the last episode of Aquarian Logos premiered on this date 5 years ago today in Japan. On this date 5 years ago today, Aquarian Logos would air its final episode. It was produced by Satellite Studios. So that's all that happened on this day in each history, on this Christmas Eve in each history. So
very cool.
So I thank everybody. Cool. I thank everybody for being here tonight. I appreciate everybody. We'll do this again tomorrow night.
It's a pleasure, Nick.
I'll open up the studio and we'll open up the studio for people to and if you guys, I would hope if you guys want to back on. I know you said you'd probably be at your daughter's, so
no, because I mean I'm done hanging out with them because I went tonight. So tomorrow I'm sitting here doing nothing.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll just have as I said, we'll just have another hangout session, and just well, I don't know what you're doing New Year's night though, but unless you want to get back to the comic retrospect, or we'll just keep it as the hangout section. Just
Okay. Yeah, that works.
All right.
All
Okay.
right.
Are you bouncing, Anon? Have a good one, dude.
All right, guys. Yep. I think we're all out of
And
here.
later.
Yep. So
He has a custom bat cowl? Wow.
very fun trio.
Toys is cracking me up right now.
Yep. On this day in each history, the Mikestand with co-host Bat Goat and what would
Woody do back in '62?
Driving
Hanging
classic
out in
cars,
bars.
drinking
Hanging out in bars.
picking up the dames, playing all the games. What would Woody do? What would Woody do? Now I base that off of, course, what would Jesus do from Jars of Clay? So kind of that. So, anyways, night, Anna. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks
All
guys
right.
for joining me.
So-
I look forward to seeing you guys back here tomorrow night.
Peace,
All
y'all.
right.
I bid you all adieu.